I'm Alyssa, 27 years old. And for the last 4 years, I've basically been a second mom to my sister's 4 kids while she lived her best life. My own dreams. On hold, my savings. Gone. My freedom. Doesn't exist. Then one night, she sat me down, glowing, and said, I'm pregnant again. Number 5, my heart stopped. Another baby meant another decade of me raising someone else's family. I was done, completely done. So I made a choice that blew everything up. And you won't believe how far she went to punish me for it. If you've ever felt like family was using you as a doormat, keep watching, because this one gets insane. It all started 4 years ago when my little boutique clothing store went under. I lost everything overnight. My sister Jessica, 32, with 4 kids already, said, come stay with us. Get back on your feet. I thought it would be a few months. It turned into 4 years of me waking up at 5 a.m. to screaming. Spilled cereal, missing shoes, and school runs while Jessica and her husband Mike slept in. I became the default parent. I cooked, cleaned, did homework, paid for school trips out of my own pocket, even took the kids to the ER at 2 a.m. when one of them had an asthma attack. Jessica worked part-time as a hairdresser. Mike did construction when he felt like it. And somehow I became the full-time, unpaid everything. Every single day was chaos. I'd be braiding Mia's hair. She's 7 while 9-year-old. Mason argued with 12-year-old Riley over the iPad. And 14-year-old Jaden would be yelling from upstairs that he missed the bus again. I'd throw lunches together, drive for different drop-offs, then rush to my minimum wage job at a craft store. After work, I'd pick them all up, cook dinner, sign permission slips, and collapse into bed by midnight just to do it again. Jessica would breeze in around 9 p.m., kiss the kids goodnight, and say, you're a lifesaver. Lise, lifesaver. That's what she called it while I was drowning. I kept telling myself it was temporary. I was saving for an apartment, taking online courses in digital marketing so I could finally start over. But every time I had $800 saved, something came up. Jaden needed braces. Mason broke his glasses. Riley's dance costume was $200. My savings disappeared faster than I could build them. I was exhausted, broke, and disappearing. Then came the night I'll never forget. Jessica walked in with that smile, the one that meant big news. Mike was right behind her holding a bottle of cheap champagne. We're having another baby, she squealed, hugging me like I should be thrilled. My stomach dropped. 5th kid. Another mouth, another 10 years of me trapped. I forced a smile and said congratulations, but inside I was screaming. That night, she cornered me in the kitchen. Lise, with the new baby coming, we're gonna need you more than ever. Maybe you could cut back hours at the craft store. The kids really need stability. Stability. She was asking me to quit my job to raise her 5th child full-time. Mike just nodded like it was already decided. I felt the rage bubbling, 4 years of giving everything, and now this. I told her I needed to think. She rolled her eyes and said, don't be selfish, Alyssa. Family helps family. That word selfish hit me like a slap. The next few weeks were hell. Jessica started leaving me lists, grocery runs, doctor appointments, parent-teacher conferences. Mike stopped even pretending to help. He'd come home, crack a beer, and play video games while I folded 5 loads of laundry. The kids noticed too. Jaden asked me one night why his mom never came to his soccer games anymore. I didn't have an answer. I called my best friend Sarah in tears. They want me to be their live-in nanny forever. Sarah didn't hold back. Alyssa, they're using you. You're 27, not 47. You deserve a life. That conversation lit something in me. I started looking at apartments in secret. I found a tiny 1-bedroom 20 minutes away for $1,100 a month. I had exactly $2,800 left from selling my old store inventory. It would cover deposit and first month if I was careful. I began preparing the kids gently. I taught Jaden how to use the washing machine, showed Riley how to cook basic meals, gave Mason and Mia chore charts. They hated it at first, but slowly they started stepping up. Jaden even said, I get it, Aunt Lise. Mom should be doing this stuff. Then came the explosion. One night, I was helping Mia with spelling when Jessica stormed in. We need to talk. She threw a piece of paper on the table, my apartment listing I'd printed. So you're just abandoning us, right when we need you most. Her voice got louder. I'm pregnant, Alyssa. How can you be so heartless? Mike stood behind her, nodding like I was the villain. I stayed calm. I've given you 4 years, Jess. I love the kids, but I can't keep living your life. She laughed, cold and bitter. You live here rent-free, eat our food, and now you're bailing. Some sister, you are... The kids were listening from the hallway. Riley started crying. That almost broke me, but I held it together. I'm moving out in 2 weeks. I said quietly. I'll still see the kids all the time, just not here. Jessica's face twisted. Fine, leave. But don't come crying when you're lonely and broke. She stormed out. Mike muttered something about ungrateful people and followed her. The next 10 days were war. Jessica ignored me completely. Mike accidentally threw out my meal-prepped food. They told the kids I was abandoning them. Jaden stopped speaking to me. Riley begged me not to go. Mason and Mia clung to my legs, crying every morning. It broke my heart, but I kept packing. Moving day came. I loaded my tiny car with everything I owned, mostly clothes and my laptop. The kids watched from the porch, tears streaming. I hugged each of them and promised this wasn't goodbye. Jessica wouldn't even look at me. As I drove away, I cried so hard I had to pull over. My new apartment was tiny, bare, and perfect. For the first time in years, I slept through the night without someone yelling Aunt Lise. At 6 a.m., I picked up extra shifts at the craft store and threw myself into my digital marketing course. I started seeing the kids on weekends, taking them for ice cream, helping with homework at the library. Slowly, they forgave me. Then Jessica went nuclear. 3 weeks after I moved out, I got a call from the police. Ma'am, we need you to come to your sister's address immediately. My blood went cold. When I pulled up, 2 officers were there. Jessica was on the porch screaming. She stole my jewelry and destroyed my kitchen before she left. I was shaking. The officers took me inside. Cabinets were smashed, drawers dumped, jewelry box empty. Jessica pointed at me like I was a criminal. Search her car? She demanded I let them. Of course, there was nothing. The officers started asking questions. That's when Jaden stepped forward, 14 years old and furious. Mom did this herself, he said loudly. I watched her smash everything last night after she found out Aunt Lise took us to the movies without asking. She told me if I said anything, she'd ground me forever. Jessica went white. Riley started crying. Stop lying, Mom. The officers looked at Jessica. Ma'am, making false reports is serious. Jessica tried to backtrack, but it was too late. They left with a warning, and I walked out without a word. That night, all 4 kids showed up at my apartment with overnight bags. We can't stay there anymore, Jaden said. My tiny 1-bedroom suddenly had 4 kids sleeping on the floor. Jessica blew up my phone, calling me a kidnapper. I called Sarah, crying. What was I supposed to do? Sarah said, give it 1 night. Let her cool off. Cool off she did not. The next morning, Jessica showed up with Mike screaming in my parking lot that I'd turned her kids against her. Neighbors were watching. That's when I made my final decision. I sat the kids down. You can't live with me full time. I can't afford it, and legally I can't keep you. But I'm not disappearing. I helped them pack again and drove them home. Jessica tried to slam the door in my face, but I walked in anyway. This ends now, I told her. I will keep helping the kids pick ups, homework, whatever they need, but on my terms. I'm not moving back. I'm not your backup plan. And if you ever pull another stunt like the police or trashing your own house, I'll file for emergency custody so fast your head will spin. Because these kids deserve better than your chaos. Something in my voice must have gotten through, because for once she shut up. Fast forward 8 months. Jessica had her 5th baby, another little girl. She and Mike are struggling hard. He lost his job. She's on maternity leave with no pay. The kids tell me things are rough at home, but they're surviving because I'm still there, just differently. I pick them up every Saturday, take them to my place, cook real meals, help with projects. I started a GoFundMe for their school supplies that raised $800. I'm their safe place without living their chaos, and me. I finished my digital marketing course. I landed my first client 2 months ago, a local gym needing social media help. Then 3 more. Last month, I made $4,200 working from my little apartment table. I quit the craft store. I bought a real bed. I'm saving for a bigger place. Some nights I sit with a glass of wine looking at my growing portfolio and I almost cry. Because I finally have a life that's mine. Jessica still tries guilt trips sometimes. You owe us for everything we did for you. I just laugh now. I don't owe her my future. If you've ever had to choose yourself over toxic family, drop your story below. I read every single one. Smash the like button if you're proud of me for finally walking away. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Because there's a part 2 coming about what happened when Jessica tried to sue me for emotional damages.